Trujillo. Once again, I'm here from my art studio. I'm a fine art artist, and I wanted to share with you this insight, this thought that I had, I just want to share this with you. Let me read it because I don't remember all the time. Beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is always there. If the beholder is blessed enough, then he may see it, he or she. The reason I felt drawn to write this is because I've always heard beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, and it reminded me of something. I think that we go through life with these ideas, you know, that someone else said, and then they just kind of get passed, and we never really question them, or we never really. Sometimes they don't set well, and you don't know why, right? This is one of those. I always heard people say, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's true, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You see it, and you say, oh, that's beautiful. But I don't believe that's necessarily all of it. You know, I believe that beauty is always there. It's just that we, as the beholders, have a very hard time seeing beauty because we are constantly in our minds. You know, we're chit-chatting with ourselves constantly, and I don't want to offend anyone, but this has been my experience as a human being. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling feelings for a long time, and there's always this narrator, I guess, in the head, you know, that's always measuring and judging. It's always it's the, we call it different things, you know. Some people call it the inner voice, other people call it ego, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. It's there, you know, and that obstructs you from seeing beauty. That's I think in the Hindu religion, I believe they call it Maya. You know, it's like the smoke. You know, the smoke. It doesn't allow you to see what is really there. You know, because let me talk about me, right? So when I see something, I'm able to judge. I'm able to say if I conceptualize it, right? I say, well, that's ugly, or that's beautiful, or that's, you know, if that's interesting, or that's very simple, it's very plain. And I have all these labels that I put on it, so I no longer see that whatever I am experiencing at the moment. This happens a lot in humanity, you know, but it's something that we experience as artists, and I think that's the job of the artist, is to remove that away. To remove that is I believe that an artist is I don't want to, you know, go into craziness here, but I believe an artist is somewhat of a monk. And the reason I'm saying this, I know this is like far-fetched, you know, but the reason I'm saying this is because I truly believe that the artist, whatever art you do, and I don't think it's just an artist, but I'm talking about art because this is what I do. I believe that an artist, the whole job of the artist is to constantly be able to find it in himself or herself to remove the judgment away. See, we use cool words in art where we say, oh, depth perspective, or this or that, or composition, or, you know, those are cool words to say. Stop judging it. Look at it. You know, stop thinking about it. Just look at it. Just experience it. You know, we use, you know, tonality, and this and that. We use all these cool words to describe what it is we're doing as painters, or, you know, any type of art. And but really, if you go deeper, whoever came up with all these words was just getting closer to understanding, and understanding in a deeper way that not intellectual, not as I'm smarter, but as the whole meek thing that maybe Jesus talked about, or, you know, of not judging it, of looking at it and saying, okay, I'm just going to experience it right now. I'm just going to look at it. You know, I believe that is what art is for the artist. That's what we're supposed to do. That's our whole job. It's every time we try to remove the smoke, and until the artist removes all of the smoke, or most of it at least, then the artist is able to create artwork. Before that, the artist is conceptualizing, the artist is judging, the artist is saying, there's a line here and there's a line there, and it's really more thinking about it, constructing through thought. There's a little paint here, there's a little color here, I need to get this right. It's more conceptual than, oh, okay, here's this, here's that. Okay, it's less mechanical, and it starts flowing. And that's why I said beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is always there. It's just that the beholder has not made it his or her practice to train to see beauty. And that's one of the beauties about seeing anyone who does anything well, whether it's art or running or whatever it is that you do. Sometimes we see a speaker, we're like, oh man, I got that message. Really it's not that they're so intelligent or this or that. It's that they learned to deliver the message in a way that you can understand it. They are able to remove all of the concepts, the judgments, and then there's a direct connection. With artwork, it's the same way. When you see a piece by an artist you really enjoy, in my case, I really love Van Gogh, and I see a painting, and it's just like, I know what he's doing. I know what that is, without really understanding what it is or what it is about. I know what it is, because he was able to connect with me through the painting by showing me the beauty directly. He didn't conceptualize the beauty, and it's the same thing with a song or with anything. You see a cook, a chef, all of a sudden he gets into what I think Michael Jordan used to call the zone. He's into the zone, and then you too can experience that. He's sharing that with you. The cook is creating this fantastic meal, but he's so precise, not necessarily because he's good, although he's good. The fact that he has all these years under his belt created that precision and that that flow. It's really deeper than that. He's created a direct connection. It's almost divine. He's created a direct connection, and he's sharing that with you, and you're able to experience it. I remember growing up in here and also in Mexico when I was young. I used to love seeing the guys throw bricks. The builders, and they got so good at it that they would stack 5, 6 more bricks, those masonry bricks, at each other from a long distance. And I remember I used to love to see them catch it, because it was with such grace, and I was like, oh my God, I love just how, I know it's one of those simple things, but I remember they used to throw these bricks, and then the other guy catch them as who's catching a basketball with such ease. And I mean, I don't know, it was probably 30 pounds or more of weight, and not to say that they weren't together only by hand. They were not wrapped or anything. They just kind of stacked them and then just threw it at each other, and then they would stay in the same, they would stay together in the air, and then they would catch them with such ease. The other guy almost, like with so light, it looked light. I'm sure that if I would have done it, it would just kill me there. But I love seeing that. It was such ease. It was this flow. It was very kung fu-y, and anyways, I don't want to get out of route here, but that's what I'm talking about. They did it so well that they couldn't think about it. If he would have thought about, oh, let me throw these bricks at this other masonry guy, this other mason, I wonder if he's gonna catch him, it would have been a mess. It was so practiced because of repetition that they stopped thinking about it, and it just became kung fu. It became like all great things in the world. You see someone, a cyclist, and the reason why you like someone's one of the famous cyclists, it's not because they're famous. They're famous because they're able to do that with such ease, and that's why you like it. When you look at that person, you're like, oh, I love the boxer. Oh, I love the way he boxes. Really what you're looking at is he created a direct connection, and you are too experiencing that. And, and you're able to see it, and you're able to go, oh, that's, a basketball player, anyone. They go into the zone, and they share that with you. And I just wanted to share this with you as well. Art is not in the eye of the beholder, necessarily. Beauty, I mean, I'm sorry. Art. Beauty is always there. You just have to learn how to see it. And in order to do that, you have to stop thinking about it. My name is Jose Trujillo, and I hope I didn't bore you with this 10-minute long video. Thanks so much for watching.